Hello everyone, welcome to the bookshelves that I don't normally film in front of. These are in my office and these are my TBR books. Now, they used to be horribly messy, sort of like these kind of stacks everywhere. I was not able to line them up like this, and I'm going to be doing a book unhaul soon. It is that time of year. I try to do them about twice a year, and the one I did earlier this year, I had basically only been getting rid of books that I read and didn't really enjoy from like last year. And so I wasn't really going through my TBR picking out books that I know I'm probably not going to read. But there were some that I was like, I know for a fact I'm not going to be getting to these books. And then there were other ones that I was like, you know, I really do want to read them, but I keep forgetting that I have them. I don't feel like I have enough time to read them. I don't know if I'm ever actually going to get to them, or I forget about like what they're about. And so I'm like iffy on them, but then like when I read the summary, I'm like, you know, I do think I want to read them. So what we're going to be doing this week is a try a chapter tag vlog. But instead of trying a chapter and if I like it, keeping the book, and if I don't like it, getting rid of the book, if I don't like it, I'm still going to get rid of the book. But if I do like the chapter, I'm just going to sit down and read that book right now. We are not going to be putting it back in the TBR shelves. I'm going to read it on camera for you guys here. And so I have a pile of 10 books that I am iffy about. They are going to be these books here. I'm hiding the stuff that's next to it because those are also iffy ones, but they're like for other videos and stuff. So these books. I did post a story on Instagram earlier this week asking if anybody actually feels like these books are worth trying out, because I know some of them aren't that popular, and I actually got 4 books that people mentioned. The one mentioned the most is American Royals by Katherine Mcgee. This is one that people are like, definitely, they enjoyed it, I should try it out. This is a contemporary alternate reality fiction if George Washington became not the president but the king of the United States, and this is like generations down the line. I had someone else mention that they really did enjoy And I Darken by Kiersten White. This one I believe is a female Vlad the Impaler type of thing. My main reason this is in the maybe pile is I do think I really want to read it. I actually don't think I've ever read any Kiersten White, even though I have a few of them on my TBR shelves, but it's the first in a trilogy and it's quite thick. But do I really want to start a new trilogy? I'm at that point where I'm like halfway in between, so we're gonna try that one as well for sure. And then the other 2 I have here were mentioned by the same person, which were basically just like, they might not be my thing. One is The Way to Game the Walk of Shame by Jen P. Wen. This is one that a friend really did enjoy in her teen years, but it has been a while since then, and that is part of the reason it's in this stack. This is a YA contemporary romance type of thing, and it does sound interesting. I'm really into romance right now, but at the same time, I'm 31, and this is a YA contemporary romance, and sometimes these just fall into like, they feel too young for me, but we're probably gonna try that one out as well. And then in the same vein as the last one, we have Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. I really enjoyed We Were Liars when I first read that, like when it first came out. But I tried her newest one again last year and did not like that at all. It was really not my thing, and I think part of it is it's supposed to be less mystery like We Were Liars were, and I think this one is closer to We Were Liars than again, but because of that, my friend was like, I don't know if you necessarily will like this one because I'm so hit or miss with E. Lockhart. But again, we will try it out. And then I have, like I said, 6 other books here, and so what I'm going to be doing is starting with this pile that people mentioned and reading a chapter from the books. If I like it, I will continue. If I am not invested, I'm going to get rid of it. And I will do this at any point. Like if I like the first chapter and want to continue, and then eventually I'm like, I don't know if I like it, it's gone. I'm trying to do this like sort of quickly, like try a chapter, like literally I want to try a chapter and see if I actually am invested, because these are my maybes. And so that's what we're going to be doing this week. I'm going to probably start with some of these ones that, like I said, people have mentioned. I don't know if I'm going to start with the one that people mentioned the most, which was American Royals, or not, but that's what we're going to do. I am also a little bit pink, and I think you guys can tell on camera because today is Saturday. I'm starting this on a really weird day to start a vlog. Usually I start these on Mondays, but I finished my book yesterday and I'm not currently reading anything else. so I figured it was the perfect time to do it. But yesterday we went to the pumpkin patch with Presley, and even though it was cloudy like the entire time, I'm super white with red hair, and I burned a little bit on like my nose, my cheeks, and my forehead. It is going away. It's not like horrible, but I do think you can see it on camera. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm going to start, like I said, with these 4 here. I don't know which one I'm gonna actually like start with, but I'm gonna try a chapter, and then I will come back either letting you know that I've decided to read more of the book, or we're getting rid of it and trying again. Okay, so I decided to start this off with actually one of the ones that a friend wasn't entirely sure if I was gonna like. So this is Genuine Fraud by Lockhart. I've actually gotten about 18 pages in, because this one doesn't actually have like normal chapters. It doesn't have any sort of chapter markings except for like a line on the page. And so, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be continuing with this one, mainly because the writing style is very short, very choppy, very this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. And while I am like, what is going on with this, I don't feel like it's setting it up nearly as nicely and easily as We Were Liars. That one I really did enjoy back when I read it, because it felt like a story with a mystery. We didn't know what was going on, but it started with like, here is why they're going somewhere for the summer and that kind of thing. This one is more just like, I'm confused and I don't like the writing style, and there's been some questionable characters and things in it that I'm just like, I don't enjoy that. So I do think I'm just going to stop reading this one and put it in my unhaul pile for when I do that video. Which means I think I'm gonna go with the same sort of thing. The same friend told me I might not like this one now just because of how old I am compared to like when they first read this and enjoyed this. But it's also a completely different vibe. This is a young adult romance type of thing, and we're gonna try this one out now. Okay, so I've just read the first 13 pages of The Way to Gain the Walk of Shame, and I am going to just have to assume that my friend is right. The first whole chapter is basically our main character waking up after a party in a guy's bed. She's fully clothed, but she's trying to figure out who this guy is and if she knows him and he knows her, because they're part of the same school, they're in high school, and she is being very slut-shamey to both this guy and the potential other girls that he has slept with, because she is way better than that. She's like a straight A student, does everything right, is going to go to Columbia even though she's on the wait list. And just the vibes of that first chapter, I'm not really enjoying. I know this book is supposed to be a sort of, I guess maybe not fake dating, but it does say Taylor Simmons is screwed. Things were bad enough when her dedication to her studies earned her the title of Ice Queen, but after she got drunk at a party and woke up next to bad boy surfer Evan McKinley, the entire school seems intent on tearing Taylor down with gossip and mockery. Desperate to salvage her reputation, Taylor persuades Evan to pretend they're in a serious romantic relationship, so I guess fake dating. After all, it's better to be the girl who tames the wild surfer than just another notch on his surfboard. I think the vibes of this is just not what I'm going to want to read, because yeah, a lot of it was very like judgmental of other people, and the fact that she's gonna want to like change him, even if it's not necessarily like maybe he has a bad reputation on accident, I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm gonna skip this one. Okay, so I have started American Royals. I have to admit I read the prologue on the first chapter because the prologue is actually quite short. I'm currently on page like 13 now, and I was sort of hooked after the prologue because it basically introduces the whole like, this is an alternate reality version of America. And chapter 1 basically had our main character of Beatrice, although I do know that there's other characters that we're going to read from like their point of view, so I don't know how many main characters we have, but she is going to be the next, I was going to say president of the United States, no, queen of the United States. She's going to be the first female like in line for the throne. It used to be only sons, you know, typical monarchy type of stuff. And her parents have pulled her into a conversation saying, hey, you're 21 now. Do you think you might possibly want to fall in love with somebody, or at least get married to somebody, so that when you become queen, you can rule America right? And so yeah, that is all I know about this so far, but I really do like the writing. Like I said, as soon as they started introducing the whole like, this is a completely different reality than we know, I was sort of hooked. So I do think I'm going to continue reading this one for now, and I will check back in with you guys as I have thoughts, that kind of stuff. So far, one book I actually do want to read, it seems like, and I also do like how under the dust jacket we have a blue side and a red side and a white spine. It just, yeah, let's do this. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday. You want to come over? As I was saying, it is Monday. I'm still in the middle of American Royals. Not because I'm not liking it. I'm currently on like page 56, which is where I ended on Saturday night. But I've just not been very motivated to read lately. I think the pumpkin patch on Friday definitely took it out of me. I have been so tired all weekend. So we are going to be reading more of American Royals. Like I said, I'm not enjoying it. Like, so far, I'm very curious about where it's going to go. And we're getting introduced to a lot of point of view female characters in this, like, American monarchy society. So I'm very curious, like I said, how this is going to work. Also, my husband and I have been watching Squid Game because that is the thing to do. We're a little late to it because, like, I started like the first like 5, maybe 10 minutes of the first episode last week or the week before, and then I was like, you know, we might want to watch this together. So we started that the end of last week. We've just finished episode 5, like 1 to 2 episodes a day, maybe. So we'll probably finish that this week as well, but that also takes some time. But I'm really enjoying it and the like sort of commentary it has because, yeah, shit goes down. But yeah, we're gonna read. Presley's currently moving stuff around on my shelves. Okay, so today is Wednesday. In the afternoon, like it's 4 o'clock now, we have gotten home from Presley's speech therapy. We also went to the store, and I have been not in the mood to read, which is not like the book's fault that I'm currently reading or anything like that. I've just been more in the mood for TV shows, movies, video games, and I think I sort of alluded to that earlier because of the fact that we're currently watching Squid Game, and we are still watching Squid Game. We just finished, I think, episode 7 last night, basically doing like an episode a day, and I haven't been checking in. And so because of that, I haven't gotten much reading done. I do want to say I finished American Royals today. We will get to that in a second. But this is supposed to be a try a chapter vlog, and it is, and it's just, I was hoping to do it in like a week, but because I started on a Saturday and today is Wednesday, I only have like a couple days left, and I don't know how much I'm gonna get through. I also don't know how long this vlog is because I haven't really been checking in because it's just not been my motivation. So yeah, I'm gonna be trying some more stuff in just a second. Presley has just joined me. He's having a cookie. Can you show the cookie? Yeah. But I did want to say I did finish American Royals, and I read like 100 pages of this a couple days ago, so I was like a third of the way through this book. And then this morning, I was like, I know I haven't really been motivated to read, and for me, reading is one of those things that I feel like I have to be more into, like it takes more brain power to do, so I was like, you know, I don't think I'm gonna finish this. I have like a couple 100 pages left, I think, maybe a little bit more, because I had more than half of this to go. And I was like, you know, I'm just gonna sit down, I'm gonna read for a little while. And I ended up reading for over 2 hours, and I finished the thing because this is one of those ones that, like, once you're in it, you're really in it. This is like a soap opera. There is so much drama happening, and I was very, very into it. We do follow 4 different girls in the sphere of the American Royal Society type of stuff, because we have Beatrice, who's gonna be the future queen. We have Samantha, who is her younger sister, basically like the spare, because she's the second oldest in her family. We have Nina, who is Samantha's best friend, but is also a commoner. And then we also have Daphne, who is Jeff's, which is Samantha's twin, his ex-girlfriend. And there is a lot of drama happening, a lot of interpersonal relationships, all this kind of stuff, and I absolutely loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, A. So I absolutely loved it. This does end not super like well put together, wrapped up in a bow type of thing, but that's because it is a duology. So there is a second book. It is out. I do now want to read it because I need things to wrap up better than they did. Not that I'm saying they didn't wrap up well. It's completely different. A as a vibe. Like, this definitely felt like it could have been a TV show and like this was season 1, that type of thing. But to the people that were telling me I should try this, I really did like it, and so I'm glad I'm doing this try a chapter thing because it was one of the ones I was iffy about. So now this stack here is what I have left. So I do still have 7 books here that I was hoping to try a chapter of. And I Darken is one that I talked about before. I don't think I want to try that one next just because it does seem chunkier. Hi, Pippin. Move out of the way, Pippin. Come here. Chunkier than some of the other ones in this pile. I don't know what is going on. Same thing with the Beckoning Shadow and There Will Come a Darkness. So I have a feeling I'm going to be trying either Made for You, Altered, Dreamfall, or Thorn Jack. Thorn Jack is, though, a bigger size in the width of the book. So I do feel like this, even though it looks skinnier, might not necessarily be too skinny. So this is some sort of like mystery, dreamscape, horror type of thing, I think. Made for You, I think, also has some paranormal, potentially horror elements. And Altered is a teen YA paranormal romance. So I literally do not know what I'm going to be picking next. But I'm hoping to get through some stuff. I'm not like hoping to try a chapter and not like it. Presley's trying to get the camera. I'm not hoping to try a chapter and not like it and then just get rid of it. Even though that's sort of what it sounds like because I want to get through some of these books. But that's sort of what this video is. Okay, he's trying to grab stuff so much. I also wanted to say I found the caramel apple pops at the store. And I absolutely love these, even though I don't have them very often because it's a lot of sugar for like no nutritional value. But these were like my favorite Halloween candies when I was growing up. I remember when I first found these, and so yeah, I'm gonna have one of these while I guess I decide what book to read or start trying a chapter. Okay, so I decided to try a chapter, or 2 or 3, of Made for You by Melissa Marr. This is supposed to be about a girl who has a near-death experience and then after that can see like how people are going to die. I was curious about how this was going to work because it started off quite slow, but like not in a bad way. The writing style was okay, but we're alternating point of views between Eva, who is our main character, and a character that is calling himself, I'm assuming himself, Judge. Who is deciding that she is wanting and decides to run her over with his car. And yeah, the chapters from him are like crazy religious type of stuff. I haven't even really gotten to the part where she can actually see people's deaths. It's supposed to have people from her old high school or something dying. I don't know. It just seems too weird. So I actually did look at the back of the book and sort of see how it ends. I'm not fussed about it. Okay, so we are back. It is actually now Thursday afternoon. I just put Presley down for a nap, and earlier today I did decide to try a chapter of Dreamfall by Amy Plum. This is supposed to be a like horror young adult type of book that has to do with dreams or nightmares. Basically, kids that have insomnia are going in for this testing thing, or like a test group. I don't know what it's called. Something like that, where they're getting electric shock almost to their brain in low doses to hopefully induce them going to sleep. And so I read the prologue and I read the first 2 chapters, I think, and I'm just not quite sold on it. We are alternating points of view currently with Kata, who is one of the kids going into the trial, but then we also have Jamie, who is some sort of student at college, maybe even like a master's or PhD student, who's going to be observing the thing going on, the trial going on, and I'm just not really into his specific point of view, especially. And because of that, even though this book is like under 300 pages, I'm doing a try a chapter tag. I technically did like 3 chapters and it's just not doing it for me. So we are going to get rid of this one. And like I said earlier in the vlog, I have been not like really focused on reading much this week. Like I've actually also not even started the buddy read I was supposed to do. I've just gotten so swept up in other things, which is not like a bad thing. This is part of the reason I'm not setting TBRs for the rest of the year. I want to mood read and mood time my reads. Like if I'm not in the mood to read, I want to let myself do what I want to do, like TV, movie, video games, that kind of stuff. And that's what I've been mostly focused on, but I do want to pick out a book. So I think the next one we're going to try is I Darken by Kiersten White. This is the last one that actually had somebody saying that they liked it out of the stack that I had and thought maybe I should give it a try. It is thicker than I was anticipating, it's thicker than I want right now. Like I would like preferably something that's not as chunky, not as in a fantasy series. Like this is the first book in a trilogy, but it does sound intriguing. This is supposed to be, I think, a like female Vlad the Impaler thing, and I feel like there might be magic. I actually don't know much about it, but this was super popular like the years it was coming out, and I just never picked it up when it was like super hyped. But out of the things that I have left, this is one that somebody thinks I might like more than the other ones. And I sort of want something that I want to sink my teeth into, just because I mean the whole point of try a chapter stuff is to try a chapter, and if I don't like it, get rid of it. But like I want to read these, if that makes sense. Can we see the mess in the mirror? This is Presley's stuff. This is sort of his area that I'm currently sitting in, like if I'm at the computer doing work. But it's Friday. I did not read anything yesterday. Like I said before, it's just not something that I've been really into. But this morning I did try I Darken by Kiersten White. I've actually read like the first 3 or 4 chapters of this, and I just really don't think it's my thing. So I thought this is some sort of female Vlad the Impaler, and I was mistaken a bit. It is about his daughter, who he doesn't really want, and I don't actually know much else, but the way that the daughter is acting, the way that he is acting, the fact that this is set in like the 1400s, I'm just not really getting into it at all. Like I'm just like, oh, do I really want to continue? So because of the type of vlog that we're doing, I'm not going to. We're getting rid of it. And then also this morning I tried Thorn Jack by Catherine Harbour. This one is quite like wide. If you look at it, it is much wider than the other books, and because of that, the format of this is very wide and a little hard to read in my opinion. But also I read the first prologue and part of the first chapter. I don't even think I finished the first chapter. There is so much just like description and stuff. There was hardly any dialogue, and it was very purple prose, very like not my type of writing style. It felt like it was very going into like the flourish-y type of thing. Like it just was not what I was expecting from this. I guess I should have a bit, because this is like fairies and stuff, and sometimes those books feel like they're trying a little too hard with the text and everything like that, and I just not doing it. So then I moved on to Altered by Jennifer Rush. Okay, so it is officially Saturday now. We were interrupted yesterday because Presley woke up from his nap, but not really. He does this thing where he'll go down for a nap. He has to fall asleep on me. I will place him down and he sleeps for a while, but then he gets cranky and wants me, and most of the time he falls back asleep on me. And so that's what we did yesterday, and so I didn't get to finish talking to you guys. But it is now Saturday. And actually, can I put you guys up here so I don't have to hold you? Good enough. You can also see Simon is sleeping back here. So I didn't get to finish talking to you guys. So I did actually also start reading this one because I'm just trying to finish up the pile that I had. And I think I mentioned at the beginning of this vlog that this is a paranormal romance. I'm wrong. It is a sort of like sci-fi experimental thing going on, and then I think romance. And actually based on the first, I think I read the first 2 chapters, or maybe it was 1. I think I do want to continue with this one, but since I was not originally planning on having this vlog go for too much longer, I did also decide to try the last 2 books that I had here. These are both from book boxes from last year or the year before. I think they're actually from like 2 years ago when I was doing Shelf Love Crate stuff, but Shelf Love Crate like up and disappeared before the pandemic actually last year, and literally took people's money, and nobody knows anything about them anymore. Like, it's just not a thing. And I think these are both from them. But so the first one that I have here is The Beckoning Shadow by Catherine Blair. I didn't remember much about this except for there is some sort of fighting aspect to it, and I think she can do people's fears, something like that. And the aspect of her being able to like touch somebody and feel their fear or know what their biggest fear is was part of the reason I wasn't too sure if I wanted to get rid of this book or not. And I tried reading this. I ended up reading like a couple pages and then just skimming. Nothing was holding my interest. Some of this could be that I'm sort of in a reading slump right now, which is not a bad thing. Like, I'm letting myself mood read and figure out what my mood is and what I do want to read. And I'm mostly watching TV shows and movies and playing video games, but I'm not really into this like at all. Like, I just don't really care, so I think that is telling me to get rid of it. And then we also have There Will Come a Darkness by Katie Rose Poole. This one is a sort of fantasy, I think, about teens who, there's a prophecy where like one of them is going to either save the world or doom it, and we don't know who is what. And this was the same sort of thing. I started reading it, I got a few pages in, and I literally was just like, how many pages are left in this chapter? I was just like skimming things. And so again, I guess I'm not really into it. This is one of those things where like I received it in a book box, and I had never really heard of it before that book box. And so, it was something that I was like, yeah, it sounds intriguing, it sounds interesting, but it wasn't something that I had originally had on my radar, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I have had other books that I have never had on my radar that I've gotten with book boxes that I've absolutely loved. But at the same time, I have so many books behind me that if I wasn't originally interested in the first place, I feel like I'm going to be less interested in it later on anyway. And again, I started trying to read this and I just ended up skimming. So I think I might end up ending this vlog here. If not, you guys will see another clip, because I do think I want to read this one. But I've been so wishy-washy on actual books that I want to read lately. Like, it's been a whole week since I started this vlog, and I literally have only read, like actually read, one book, which was American Royals, which I did absolutely love. So like, I'm so glad I decided to read that one. But out of all the other books, 8 of them, I've just been like, get rid of it. So I do think I want to read this one though, because I like romance, I like sci-fi stuff, and this isn't like a space sci-fi, but it is definitely sci-fi, not paranormal. And I was semi-hooked from that first chapter or two that I read, just because I'm very curious about what this is going to be. I know it's something about a girl whose father like has experiments with these teenage boys. I don't know much about it. I don't really know anything, but she is sort of like in love with one of them, and I don't even know if he has the same feelings for her or not, because we don't know much. I've literally only read like the first 1 to 2 chapters, probably just the first one actually. But the concept is very weird. Like, I'm at the point where I'm like curious about what's going to happen. I know nothing about it besides that. I also do actually really like this cover, and so yeah, I'm gonna keep this. I just don't know if I want to read it right now. So yeah, I might just keep it. But the whole rules of this vlog was, if I read a chapter and want to read it, I should read it now, because otherwise it's going to go on these shelves and it's going to stay there for like another 2 to 3 years. So yeah, Presley is napping right now, which is why I was able to talk to you guys. I'm going to end this clip here, and then we'll see. I might come back. Okay, so it's Monday night. This video goes up tomorrow, and I know I said I was unsure about actually reading this book now. And even though I was interested in it by the first chapter, I didn't really want to read because I haven't been in the mood to read. So at the end of the last clip, I immediately started editing this vlog. And the first clip of this vlog is me saying, I'm not gonna do that. I am going to sit and read the fucking book. So myself basically admonished myself, and I read the book. I just finished it. I read Altered. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. It wasn't a full 5 because at times it was a little bit simple, like the writing style and stuff like that. This also, I would not call a romance. I really thought it was, and while it does semi have some like little hints and pieces that our main character of Anna has like a crush on a guy, and there might be some things brewing that way, this is not a romance. It is semi-sci-fi in the fact that there is like a secret organization who has like erased the memories of these guys. Like when we first meet them, they don't have previous memories, and they also have some type of like, not necessarily powers, but like they're stronger than normal, that kind of thing. And so while it's not exactly superheroes, I would categorize it in that vein, but then this ends up being more of a thriller mystery type of thing, and it had a lot of action. It had twists and turns I did not see coming, and I really just had a fun ride. Like this would be a perfect like TV show or movie. I do also have the second book of this, so I didn't have to get rid of that, because if I didn't like this one, I was obviously going to get rid of both. And so I'm very happy about that because I definitely want to continue with the next book in this series. I still really like these covers too, so like bonus all around. But yeah, I basically started editing this video and was like, I need to read the book. So it's Monday night. I have finished it. I now need to put this into the vlog that I edited so that you guys can see this because it's going up tomorrow. But overall, not bad. I had a stack of 10 books and I ended up reading 2, but they are 2 that I absolutely loved. 4.5 and 5-star ratings. So the fact that I started chapters of 8 and didn't keep them, it's not a bad thing. I also filmed my unhaul today, which will go up on Thursday, which is why I needed to get this video up and out. But one thing I noticed, and I didn't notice until I was done filming things and I was taking books off of my want to read shelf on Goodreads, a lot of the books that I got rid of off of these shelves that I had not read before and I wasn't interested in anymore. That's a mouthful. But they were all books that I put on my want to read shelf and potentially bought between 2012 and 2016. It's 2021. It's the end of 2021. So these books are books that I had been wanting to read for over 5 years, and people change. I just didn't want to read them anymore, and I didn't really notice that trend until I was taking things off of my Goodreads want to read list, but that makes sense. I don't feel bad about getting rid of them because they are things that I've been wanting to read for a while and I just sort of grew out of wanting to read them. So that is going to be it for this vlog. I hope it was enlightening, maybe? I don't know. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more videos. I do have videos up Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye!